Hello and thank you for stopping by. I'm Ishani. If you're coming from Ardyth's channel, welcome. Because you already are dotting the dots, I have some more ideas for your next cards that can be done even by the beginners. If you are somebody who's watched my previous videos, you know how I love to use scraps for my cards. So my first card features my used scraps. I'm using pink and black cardstock and I'm going to use a circle punch to cut out the circles from these cardstock. The color combination is up to you. The size of the circle punch is what you may have. I'm just sharing an idea which you can incorporate with the supplies that you may have at hand. Or is it on hand? I'm sorry for my English. Pink is one of my favorite colors to use on cards. So I use my scrap paper here, and also I think polka design is quite a feminine design. So I thought let's make it a little more feminine with pink, and I have also added some gold circles. This is glittery paper which I've cut out from the same punch. And now I'm going to take my white card base, and usually we use the polka dots in one color, but I thought let's mix and match, and I'm going to layer my polkas together with pink and gold together, just making it something interesting. Now that my polka arrangement is almost done, I take a black strip of paper for the sentiment, and I'm using You Are Special from the special delivery stamp set by Crafty Meraki. I love the style of this font, and I'm going to stamp it with Versamark and heat emboss it with white embossing powder. This will be my sentiment. I'm just going to keep it simple, polka dots and a simple sentiment. I also cut out a strip of paper of the same gold paper that I have cut the circles from, which will be beneath my sentiment. Also, I have a tip here. When stamping a sentiment, if you think the white embossing powder has not spread up beautifully, you can take your white gel pen and fill up the spaces. And if you're stamping it on a white paper with the black sentiment, black ink, you can use again the same white gel pen to cover out the mistakes and fill in with the black pen. So I always have my gel pens handy whenever I'm stamping my sentiments, because I don't know, it's somehow it just does not come very crisp, especially if I'm using just a stamping block. Also, if you're new to the company Crafty Meraki, if you're a follower of Ardyth, I'm sure you're not new to it, but if you are, you may check out the company. The website is in the description box below. They have beautiful stamps, dies, and oh my god, the embellishments are just divine. You're going to love them. I also have a code which you can use while purchasing so that you get 10% additional off. Please check out the description box for the details. I spot some areas on my card where I can use some more polka dots. So I take the edge of the colored paper so that I could add these polka dots at the edge. So now I punch out the edges and adhere them on my cardstock. I'm going to adhere all my polka dots similarly with glue, layer them over each other at some places, keep them single at others. And then when I'm happy with all the arrangement of my polka dots, I adhere my sentiment with the foam tape. And now that the card is almost done, I see there's some of the polka dot paper which is protruding out of my cardstock. I take scissors and chop it off to have a beautiful, easy, quick card for your girlfriends. And this can be a birthday card, a card for anniversary. I think this is a perfect way to use your circle punches and make celebratory cards. So here's my first card with lots of dots, and using a circle punch, you could also use your circle dies. Maybe if you have different size circles, you could use that. Use a scrap paper for making such beautiful cards. And let's go ahead and see what do I have next for you. For my next card, I have taken a stamp set by Crafty Meraki called Valentine, and I'm going to use this cute boy flying in the air holding a balloon. I have already colored and fussy cut it to save the time, because I want to spend the time on showing you how to incorporate dots, and this way is one of my favorite ways to make little scenes. You may have probably heard about Pointillism. That's what we're going to do. I'm taking a rectangular stencil. This is a frame stencil. You can also draw a rectangle with a pencil. You can experiment with the shape, make it circle or a heart, whatever you want. And I'm just going to adhere my rectangle on the white colored cardstock with some tape so that it does not move. The rectangular stencil is just going to provide us a frame so that our edges are clean when we are filling in the background. I've taken green and blue Copic markers. You can use any markers you may have. These are the lightest shades of blue and green respectively. The choice of the markers depends on the scene that you want to create. I want to create a little hill and sky, hence the colors. So the sky is where my boy is going to fly, and I take the Copics and mark a hill with a green marker, and then I'm going to fill the hill with the other two shades of green pens. After the hill is colored, I color my sky, and this is such an easy way to make sky, don't you agree? I just go around the frame to create the border and then fill up the sky with the other three color markers. And you see how easy it is to make a background for our little boy. I have previously made some other Pointillism backgrounds which you may see on my Instagram account. For more ideas, you can check them out. And I think these backgrounds are so easy to make, they may just become my favorite way to make backgrounds. Especially when you're being lazy to take out the inks and brushes to do ink blending. You can use same colors, the ones you use for coloring your stamp, and just make a quick background. I stamp my sentiment beneath the scene and adhere my little boy on the background. Then I take a navy colored card base and adhere my top panel with foam tape. This is such an easy way to incorporate dots, and even for beginners, there is no right or wrong shape of dots. It's just everything comes together very easily. I hope you like my second card. Let's go ahead and see how else have I incorporated dots on my cards. My next card is a very easy and simple card and can be made with any of the supplies that you may have. I'm using Crafty Miraki's Birthday Stars mini slimline dies, and I'll use the second largest frame die and the birthday wishes word die. I cut out a paper from the frame die, and then I cut the word twice, birthday wishes, and adhere them together. For the background of my card, I am doing something similar to the last card, but this time I am taking a black marker and just making random dots, not very close. Sometimes we forget how we can use the basic supplies for cards. These dots look so cool and give a look of a pattern paper. After I made the background, for the die cut sentiment I am using rainbow colors for the pop over black and white background. I start with two ends so I don't have one color showing more, and also I color them in a way that the letters of the same colors are at the same place. If you're enjoying the video, I would love if you'd subscribe to my channel, and also a quick reminder that this video is in collaboration with Ardyth. I was over the moon when she invited me for this little collaboration. She has been a mentor to me from the time I started making cards. I'm sure you're already a subscriber and a fan, but if not, then check out her videos and I'm sure you're going to love our card making genius, Ardyth. Then I adhere my rainbow birthday wishes on my dotty panel, and then adhere my card panel over a mini slimline black card base. To add a little bling to my card, I wanted to use the Crafty Miraki Blue Illusion jewels. Even Ardyth is a fan of these jewels, and so am I. These jewels show a rainbow color when you move them against the light. And here is a card which is so easy to make. You could use the same design for making a gift wrapper. Make these polka dots over a white paper to wrap your gift, and die cut some birthday wishes and color them in rainbow colors. I hope you like this idea. Let's move ahead, and I have some more ideas to share with you. Remember the dies that we used for the last card? The stars were feeling bad, then why did I leave them? So this is the card where I'm going to use the stars from the Birthday Star Mini Slimline set, and I'm going to use just two of them for my clean and simple card. I'm going to use this steel cardstock. It is a heavy cardstock, and I will cut 2 stars out of the front panel of my card base. I'm also going to use silver mirror cardstock, which will be adhered behind the stars so that you get silver shining stars out of the mirror cardstock. I adhere them behind with a double-sided tape, and because it may look a little patchy, I will adhere a piece of copy paper so it looks clean. Now that our negative stars are shining, let's add dots to our card, for which I am taking an embossing folder with dots and will give my stars some dotted texture. So now I have 2 dotted stars, and I will also cut 1 silver star out of the silver mirror cardstock. I adhere my embossed stars over the silver negative stars so that the stars are peeking through them, and the 1 little silver star will be tucked behind the dry embossed star. It is just an arrangement that I thought may look good. You can try your own style. I'm using Congrats die from Signature Word Die by Altenew, and let's add some more dots. I'm adding these gorgeous silver opal gems by Crafty Meraki to add some bling around my stars. Didn't I say their embellishments were beautiful? This card is for a soldier who will be a general soon. The generals have stars on their uniform, but stars can be for many other occasions as well. Well, this idea is actually a case of a card I made a few years ago, and what I did is use the mirror cardstock in silver this time, and the negative and positive die cuts, added some textures in the similar way, but made it a card which is entirely different. I hope you like this idea. I really love the way this card turned out. And one last card. Coming to my last card, which is again a remake of a card I did long ago when I did not have many supplies. In my previous card, I've used colorful confetti, but this time I'm going to use the magic of black for some sparkly confetti. For my sentiment, I'm using Hooray from a Simon Says stamp set. And because I want it to be a celebratory card, I'm going to do some heat embossing, and I use anti-static powder tool, or you could use talcum powder. I have my DIY anti-static powder tool which I made from a sock of my little baby. First, I stamped my sentiment with Versamark, and I use gold embossing powder to emboss the sentiment. Be extra careful and keep cleaning the small flecks of powder left on the cardstock with a brush, or just blow it over so that it looks clean. Now after the sentiment is embossed, I'm going to throw some glittery confetti. I'm using the eraser behind the pencil, and I will use that end to make my confetti. First, I'm using liquid platinum embossing powder. I stamp my little confetti, pour some liquid platinum embossing powder, and clean it again with a brush and heat emboss it. Then I use silver embossing powder and do the same stamping with the rubber end of the pencil with Versamark, pouring my silver embossing powder and heat embossing it. And then I do the same with the gold embossing powder. Because it is a heavily embossed card, after you've done the embossing, you must put a little heavy pressure on it, or just let it go through your die cutting machine so that the machine flattens it out. And here is a minimal supply used card. I hope you enjoyed my lots of dots. I would love to know which one is your favorite card or technique. You can check my blog for all the supplies, and do not forget to click here to watch Ardyth's video. Thank you very much for watching. Happy crafting. Bye bye.